All right, so hopefully that worked. Yeah, YouTube is doing something funny lately. Even on the previous day, on the close show, I think it was yesterday before, it streamed under our channel. So again, it doesn't really happen. So I don't know what's going on. We'll have to figure out what has changed on YouTube with our stream key there. All right, so hopefully they
All
can
right, you're
see
good.
us. You're good? All right, perfect. So now let me just close all this stuff up and we'll get this show rocking and rolling here. All right.
Sorry about that, guys.
All right, we'll change this, get this out of the way. Just getting back my normal screens up so we can continue here. All right, perfect. Good to go, guys. All right, so we left off. Let's refresh here. We were looking at the stocks from yesterday. We'd had Levi's on here. We talked about how to
I
great
don't think we
trend
have
trade.
time for this now, Ben.
No, yeah, I'm
We're like,
gonna rush through it. Yeah. So
okay.
Levi had a great trend trade. That was a nice drop. American Airlines guys very choppy in here, so not much going on. Neo was great after a couple of minutes. You had a beautiful pop there. DKNG, I mean, this was nice, guys. Norm, you took an amazing trade here pre-market. Again, you called it. This is a very quality stock, and it did just that, guys. Bounced back nicely after dropping hard in the pre-market. Apple continues to be very choppy, even though you get great volume, nothing good there. And Plug continues to just trade very, very well, guys, breaking above these pre-market highs and out of some pre-market highs here and just taking off nicely. So beautiful pop there. All right, with that said, guys, let's go over to the market pulse. We have a lot of green. Before we do that, we have a lot of green on the screen today. Again, the market is up nicely this morning. We're going to fly through this. A lot of these tickers already, I could tell, don't look all that well, but we'll do our due diligence to get the best out of this pile there.
Sorry. Yeah, man, we are gapping up a little over 0.5% this morning. Markets had a really strong day yesterday after the sell-off the previous day. I mean, it's just going back and forth on stimulus hopes. So a single tweet or a comment by Pelosi or anything like that can definitely cause a big influence. We're heading into earnings next week. We've got a couple that have come out. You'll see Domino's came out this morning. Probably won't trade it. It's very difficult to trade. It has a big spread, a high price stock with a big spread, and it's tough to trade. But that having been said, trading should be getting a little bit better next week and as we move into the fall. We did have jobless claims this morning. Initial claims came out a little bit worse than expected. Continuing claims a little bit better than estimates. So didn't do a whole lot to the market really when that came out. And as far as other stuff, we've got, I think did everything come out at the same time this morning? We've got some Fed speakers throughout the day, but all the data that's out came out at 9:30, or excuse me, 8:30 this morning. So, yeah, that's it for today.
All right, excellent. Guys, let's get to our watch list this morning. Let's make some room over here. Again, we had quite a lot on here yesterday, especially a couple of low flows that actually traded very good. We don't have time to go through them, but a lot on our list actually turned out to be pretty nice. Let's start with what's gapping down this morning. It's a lot of low flow stocks here, so we're not going to spend a whole lot of time here. We got 3 million, 5 million, 7 million shares, 14 million shares. So not great here. Now, we know that PPSI has been very, very active. How did I actually trade yesterday? I did not watch this one. You got a nice little drop here. Let's get the daily going here. So this is is getting to that area where it can be very choppy, that third or fourth day of actually trading pretty clean. Want to be careful today as well. Right now, pre-market is down 12.9. It's not looking all that great as far as volume, but I won't be adding this to my list. I think now we're getting pretty extended here. It could have a great day, but for the most part, not anything I'm going to be watching. CVV, also another low flow stock here. Not looking all that good. Very light on volume. Had a big day yesterday. 44 million shares traded yesterday. So again, this was a nice one. Looks like it got going right after the open here and traded very well for the most part of the day. Possible continuation today, guys, but the pre-market is not showing us anything great right now. So I'm going to avoid adding this one at the moment. Next, we have WWR. Now, this has been on our list, I think, every day this week, if I'm not mistaken. But let's just show you how this thing trades. Let's zoom into here to yesterday's action. I mean, this stock is really all over the place, guys. You want to be careful with this. There's no patterns here. Like, what patterns are you going to trade? Like, what in your playbook does this look like, right? And you can zoom into an even smaller time for maybe a 1 minute. But again, just not seeing how we can possibly trade that effectively. Another low flow we have is CLSK. Now, this one yesterday was pretty clean. If you look at the action yesterday, this took off nicely, had a good, clean pre-market action, and then it kept going here nicely. It got a great continuation after that. So, could it trade well again today? Maybe. It is down 3.7. I like the daily on it as well. I think this could be a good one for a possible continuation on these type of low flow stocks. This one's sitting slightly higher at 15 million shares flow. So it might be worth taking a look at to see where this is going to end up today. As far as pre-market action, again, not looking all that great, but we do got some good volume on it, worth watching. We left off CYTK. This one doesn't look good, guys. Seems like any news breaking out this morning. Um, Overall, this stock doesn't trade well at all. Very, very light on the volume, less than 1 million shares on a regular basis. So not sure if they have any news worth putting up here.
Yeah, they had some trial results on a heart failure treatment. So that's what's come out this morning there.
All right. I'm gonna put as a possible because we cannot definitely ignore the activity we're getting on it, right? Nice volume right now, nice drop. We'll see if this pre-market continues to look good in a couple of minutes. WKHS, this one taking a nice bit of a hit here this morning, so we're down 5%. Great pre-market action. I like the volume we're seeing now. The daily was on a beautiful uptrend. Look at this drop here, back up, and then it kind of consolidated over the last 4 days, and now we're kind of losing this area of support that we had here. So yeah, I like Workhorse today. Looks very, very active. Norm, what's the latest and greatest on Workhorse today?
I wish I could tell you. Maybe somebody else has seen something. It really just started getting volume in the last few minutes, and I haven't seen any news out yet.
Yeah, definitely something's up. We'll see. Wait for that to pop out, and we'll definitely keep that on here. DPZ, you mentioned this one already. Again, this is down 4.7, guys, 120 on the trader already, but it is very difficult to trade, very choppy. The spread can be very bad, even for a $400 stock. So I'm not going to be watching this one, even with news. It's a tough stock to trade. I got to tell you, it's not easy. And as well, no, we'll put it as a possible just to note that it is active. And I know some people are going to be looking at this one. We'll have it here so you know we looked at it. NSTG.
So a couple of people in the forum are coming out and saying, or not in the forum, excuse me, in the chat are saying that Benzinga Squawk, which I can't listen to you and him at the same time in the morning. Right. So our live news feed mentioned that a short side firm said that Workhorses has some issues and maybe they're worse than Nikola. So
that's tough if you're worse than Nikola, because Nikola has some pretty bad news behind it at the moment. But we'll see. This is definitely creating some movement here. Definitely in play this morning. 1.2 right now.
I don't know how you get worse in business than fraud and sexual assault. Yeah. Maybe they're killing puppies too. Doing those things and killing puppies. I don't know.
That's the only way to top something like that. I agree 100%. So on our list, next we have NSTG. Now this one, guys, it's starting to get a better pre-market action. It hasn't looked great before 8:15 here. It looks pretty horrible actually. Just getting above that 100,000. It is down 3.7. But look at the volume here, man. I mean, it is not a low flow stock, but the volume, if you get 1 million shares, it's actually a big day for them. So that's concerning. You might not have great liquidity. You might not have a great price action with that type of volume on the daily. I'm inclined to skip it for now. If you guys see something, if you're watching this, if you see something great, throw it back out so we'll take a look at it. CLSK, we looked at great pre-market action right now. Had a great day yesterday. We have that one on our low flow pot over here pile. MS, this is Morgan Stanley. Doesn't really trail that well unless there's some kind of significant news affecting them. But right now, pre-market is showing 546. So that's a little bit heavier volume. Go ahead.
They're acquiring the top gapper EV. That's why EV's up and MS is down.
Got it. So that makes sense, guys. These guys could be in play today. I'm gonna put them as a possible because even with news, they're a little bit more difficult to trade. But this could be the difference maker today. They got great volume this morning, decent pre-market activity for what they're used to trading. Usually, these nice stocks don't trade all that well, especially this one in the pre-market. NCNO, right now pre-market is not looking great. They got volume, but this volume is not trading great at all. And look at their volume down here, less than 1 million shares on a regular basis. So nothing great there. Let's head over to EV as you mentioned. So MS is Morgan Stanley's purchasing, buying off these guys. They are rocketing right now, pretty nice, up 47.8 with almost 800,000 shares traded. So definitely in play at the moment. I mean, these guys are just ripping nicely. So hopefully it doesn't get too extended. Let's see how the open is going to be for this one. We got a great pre-market
A
action
buyout,
going
which
on here.
usually aren't great, but that having been said, it's cash and stock, so it has at least potential to move.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
We'll have to see. You'd be surprised. Sometimes we get a great pre-market action and that the open is completely flat, and it does sometimes vice versa. So unpredictable. So guys, just again, wait for your setup. This might be flat today, might not do anything, might be choppy. Don't go in on something like that. Let's go to we'll do a top five here, guys, and then we're gonna just go down and see if we like any names that we've been watching lately, and then we'll take it to the room. FLDM right now. This one doesn't have a great pre-market action. The daily's also pretty nasty here. Looks like it doesn't get a whole lot of volume. It has a couple of days here at 67 and 48. Below that, it seems like it's only at 200,000. So that explains why you have this nasty daily. I don't like the way this looks. I'm gonna bypass on this one. Next we have CarV. This one here is doesn't have a great pre-market action. Their daily also pretty bad, and we've seen this stock before, guys. It does not trade well at all, sitting at 900, I'm sorry, 480,000 as far as a flow. So we'll skip on this one. U1, also another one that's very light on volume. We've seen this one before take off nicely here a couple of months ago. Again, I'm not seeing anything great for the type of float this stock is. So we'll skip on that as well. And then last one, IBM. IBM has an interesting pre-market action. They have any news out today? They look like they got something going on.
yeah, they're spinning off a business unit that's going to go public as a separate company.
All right, that makes sense. So IBM guys definitely in play. Another one of these stocks that does not trade all that well, very light on volume, usually under 5 million shares on a regular basis. So, but today the pre-market action does look interesting. I'm going to add it on here. It might not stay on this list because again, it's one of those stocks that's slightly difficult to trade and read the price action. It's a nicey stock, so it can be very, very difficult to read that price action. But it is definitely in play today. Great volume, 2 million shares, up 10% this morning. All right, so that's your top five there. Let's look at of the gapping up. Let's see any names we have in here that are pretty good to us. SPI, we know this stock is really all over the place. Be careful with that one, low flow stock. We have Roku this morning here with some volume. And look at Roku's daily. It just continues to find a way to break all-time highs. Today they have more volume than they're usually doing the pre-market, up nicely 4.1. I'm going to add it to my list and be cautious that, again, on the daily, this is pretty extended. So how much juice do we have left here to go? So we'll see, but definitely Roku on our list this morning. Plug has been doing very well, guys. Continues to trade nicely right out of the gates. Continues to break these pre-market highs and get a great continuation. So I had a nice trade 2 days ago, I believe it was. Plug will be on this list today as well. We'll see what we can get out of that one. Here's Tesla. If you like Tesla, definitely very active. Actually, Tesla's daily looks very good, guys. Great consolidation here. Great pre-market action right now. Possible pop to get going. Let's add Tesla on here. 1.1 million shares. It is up 3%. We have Space here. Space has been giving us a good pre-market action, but at the open, wow, it has just been pure cha for the most part. So I'm gonna keep it off for now, guys. I'm just gonna keep that one off the list. Here is Neo. Neo has a good pre-market action. Neo has an amazing daily. And remember, we talked about being against the area, or either the top or the bottom of this consolidation. Now we're against the top of that. So this is good. We're either going to get a great rejection for a possible short opportunity, or we can get a nice little pop here over to that 22.58 if we got some strength. So Neo looks really good today. It looks great for a setup for a possible continuation on a breakout there on the daily. What else we like here? Let's look at the airlines and cruise lines because they're all down here about 2% up right now. American Airlines, it is up 2.1, 1.3 million shares traded. Pre-market is okay. Daily's up against the area of resistance for the last couple of days, so that is good. Let's look at CCL. I like CCL's daily, guys. Look at the breakout we have in here out of 16. So CCL is on my list as well. American Airlines, going back to that one, I'm not sure about this one. I'm going to keep it off for now. It was so choppy yesterday. United Airlines actually looks better on the daily, I think. United Air, no, you know, they're pretty much the same. They're pretty much the same. So I'm gonna throw them both on here, United and American Airlines, just to have them. We'll keep a lookout for them to see if they get any better. We can throw them back up. Norm, what do you like this morning that might not be on this list?
Still looking, man.
Okay. Let's check with our team here, our in our chat. What do you guys like this morning? All right, let's load this up. What do we have here? Okay, let's start with, I'm scrolling down, scrolling down. All right, let's start with Edwin. He has Delta, so we'll do that. Delta this morning, yeah, pretty similar to United and American Airlines as well. Obviously, American Airlines has way more volume at 1.3 at the moment, but they're all looking pretty interesting. I'm not saying great, but they are looking interesting with the volume and the way they're setting up today. Let's take a look at DKNG. This has been one that has been really fun to trade, guys, and watch. At the moment, they are up 1.3 after dropping down nicely yesterday and kind of they recover a bit for part of the day, then just came right back down to this level here. Now we have a great previous day close area of support and resistance here. That's where we got the little bounce off. Also, this 50 moving average. Um, you know what? Might be yeah, might be worth watching DKNG as a possible though. I think we have some pretty good ones
Yeah,
up
I
here.
agree with you there. The play was yesterday on
Yeah.
DKNG. I've had it up all morning, and I have not had any trades with any
hmm
big volumes go through. So
Yeah. Yesterday was the day, guys. And if you missed it, just look at the pre-market action here, how great this was, how the bounce was. So today can go either way. Might be a little choppy, might go sideways. So I'm gonna put it as a possible. It's not looking great just yet. Let's head back over here. We have a lot of people throwing out AMD. Let's take a look. AMD, their daily does look interesting. My issue with AMD is how choppy has been at the open. Now their daily here, a couple of possible breakouts with some levels here. Pre-market though, it's not looking great. We've seen AMD with a lot more volume. This is one of those stocks where you want to put on the side, way on the side. And if the market is very strong today, this thing can break out nicely. But I'm not going to add it to my list. I just don't like what the pre-market shows right at this moment. Let's look at FSLY.
workhorse is
FSLY
squeezing right back up, man.
workhorse.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, look at that. Workhorse is going to be a lot of fun today, guys. Looking forward to keeping an eye on that one at the open. FSLY, we just had this one up. FSLY. Here we go. Had a big day yesterday. I didn't see that yesterday actually. Well, what did it actually do here? So towards the end of the look at the look at the open on FSLY. I definitely missed this on the turbo breakup because this would have been hitting it pretty hard here. So big day yesterday, possible continuation. Yeah, worth as a possible, and the only reason as a possible is because it is very extended on the daily. We might get a short opportunity on it, but for the most part, I'm not sure about this pre-market action right this second. So let's see what happens out of FSOY. Also, keep in mind this stock can move, guys. This went from 102 to
yeah, it can
120
be.
yesterday. You know, uh, risk management has it cannot be an issue if you're going to trade this
No,
stock. You know, you cannot be thinking about risk management. It's got to be really fine tuned. Get some experience under your belt before trading something like this. So if you're starting out, again, this might be one where you might just put on the side, no matter how good it looks at the open. Let's look at Piton next here. Here we go. Piton, what do we have? So great daily over the last couple of days, breaking out of this 190, no, well, sorry, 98.66. Pre-market right now, again, just on the fence a little bit. So I'm not too crazy about it. Let's put it out as a possible for the most part. Let's see what we have here. SRNE, what do we have going on there? We'll do a few more here, then we jump on YouTube. SRNE, yeah, looks like it had a decent day yesterday. Just has been chopping around between 1050 and 1150. That's what it looks like. Right now, possible breakout. Again, we're going to have a lot of stocks that we've seen already. Piton looks like this. Some other ones on there also looking at like this possible breakout because the market is slightly green today, right? But I'm not seeing anything overly great on this one compared to what we have on our list over here, like a workhorse, like a EV, which might be brought down depending how it opens. Look at IBM, even Roku is looking pretty nice today. Plug has also some good action. So we'll see. We'll break this list down a little bit more. Over on YouTube, I'm just going to pick a few here. Let's see what we have. AMD, we looked at Apple. I'm concerned with putting Apple on here today. I think this is going to be also like AMD. If the market is strong in one direction, you can look at Apple, you can look at AMD for possible opportunities. Aside from that, Apple has been pretty choppy. It was choppy yesterday as well. So be careful with that one. Nvidia, same situation, guys. I'm going to wait for these to see how the market reacts, and these could be great stocks. Right now, they're not doing it much on their own. The SPY is going to dictate a lot of what happens there. DPW, no, guys, more of a penny stock, so we really don't focus on this type of that stock there. Let's look at Oxy. Oxy is probably one of the best trading oil type companies that we look at. For the most part right now, they're pretty quiet. We've seen a beautiful pre-market actions out of this ticker. We're not seeing that now, but I see what you're looking at. The daily looks great. We're back up above this area of great support here, possible continuation, but you need a lot more juice to get going here. I don't think that's enough to get it going there. SPWR, and we'll do a few more, and then we'll call it here. SPWR doesn't have a great pre-market action. You are getting volume. Hopefully, the volume keeps coming in, and you can get a better pre-market activity. Right now, this doesn't look all that good, and their daily, guys, is very, very extended here. So again, got to be careful with that as well. It's going to be a lot of FOMO, people trying to catch the boat now. But look at the days. This is very, very extended. So if you're thinking about joining here for a long play, just be very careful. But as far as pre-market action, I'm not seeing anything great. And looks like look at yesterday, right? They didn't have a great pre-market action, and they had a great trading day. Looking at just at the candles, right? The actual activity and the way the price action forms and how this trades is very important. This could look good now, but if it didn't trade all that well, we have to see that as well. But again, if you'd like this stock, definitely add it to your list. I'm not seeing a great pre-market action, so this is why I'm gonna keep it off my list at the moment. But it does look good on the actual what it did yesterday on the daily. We'll do Neo and OKT, and we'll have to stop there, guys, because we're a little bit out of time when it comes to checking more stocks. Neo right now, guys, very active, has a great pre-market action. Actually, we looked at this one. Yeah, I like this one. We have this one already. Yeah, breakout there. OKTA. Let's look at that one. Nothing happening here, guys. No volume on the pre-market. We'll skip on that one. EV we have. Thanks, Mike. RAD. RAD here. The daily looks interesting. Is rounding. We've got a rounding bottom here, a possible breakup. But look at the pre-market. It's just not doing anything right now. And this is Friday, right? This is Friday. If it is,
Yep.
it is a very tough stock to trade.
It
Very
can
difficult
be.
to trade. So
Unless it's really, really in play.
yeah, let's really in play. I mean, just look at the choppiness here, and then you get this pop out of nowhere. Yesterday around what is this? 2 o'clock or so, 1:30. So just be careful with that. All right, guys, let's head over to announcements. We'll come back, and we have a lot on our list today, and a lot looks great. We'll come back and fine tune this.
Yeah, so we had Eamon's trade book success webinar last night that should be posted soon in the Education Center next week. Mike will be talking about fundamentals of risk management and risk controls. That'll be at the normal time, 8 p.m. Eastern next Wednesday. Dr. Katz's town hall, I believe, is already posted. CREDA, special time, 5 p.m. next week, talking about busting common mind traps, how faulty thinking leads to messing up trades. Like I said, special time, that's at 5 p.m. As she is in Europe, so she's not too much in the middle of the night. Guys, member trade of the day, we're giving away top of the line iPhone each and every week. If you would like to participate in that, you get started by taking part in the member trade of the day. To do that, take a screenshot of your best trade. You mark it up and post it on Twitter. Mark it up and put your entries, exits all your thoughts, everything else, strategies. And sorry, I'm minding a trade here while I'm doing this. And post it on Twitter, tag at Bearable Traders, at Mike B BBT, excuse me, Mike B underscore BBT, and at Norm BBT. And also use the hashtags BBT family, day trading, and stock market. That winner will be chosen for the day and announced in the closing bell show. It will also be announced on Twitter and in the pre-market show. And that person will be in the running for the trade of the week, which you have to do a couple of other things to win the iPhone. One more slide. You're behind here, one man. If you're looking to check out the room, you're on YouTube, haven't been in, you can use promo code premarket24 for the intro membership. That's 7 calendar days, 5 trading days, and it includes Carlos's onboarding class, which is each and every Monday night at 8 p.m. live. Also, if you're looking to either become a lifetime member or upgrade your membership to lifetime, use the promo code FALL35. That'll get you 35% off a lifetime membership.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Norm. Guys, with that, let's go over to the trade of the day yesterday, the member trade of the day. This goes over to Jason. He had an amazing trade here on no, sorry, not BYD, TWO. So TWO here, he had a great entry, as you can see. Played it out nicely, got a nice pop, took some profits out. And then he did the Thor free roll, so very nice. And if you don't know what that is, Thor, I believe, has a video explaining what the free roll is. I think he also has hotkeys to be able to make that happen with Dash Trader Pro. So again, amazing trader. Congratulations. Good luck on winning this week. All right, guys, let's get to our list. We have top of the list is Workhorse today. Again, they have a really active pre-market action this morning. They are really starting to get going here. 2 million shares traded so far. Nice little bounce off this 22.08. So we'll mark that there. EV is a possible. Again, I'm gonna move it down because they are on a news of a buyout with Morgan Stanley. You know,
for the record, Workhorse is the trade I'm currently in. You were talking, so I couldn't call it, but
nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. So this is almost the same thing you did yesterday with DKNG.
So, yeah, slightly different strategy, but we'll see how it works out. Maybe I'll be done by 9:32 this morning as well.
That would be great. So EV, guys, I'm moving it down again. Possible it can. Could be a hit or miss. It is possible that it just chops around a price target, doesn't really move a lot, or doesn't give you a good opportunity. So we'll keep it here at the moment. IBM right now has a great pre-market action. I just don't know how great this is going to trade at the open when the heavy volume comes in. But I like what I'm seeing here. We usually do not see this from IBM. I'm going to remove all these levels we have here. We'll do some fresh ones in a second. Here's Roku. Roku right now has a great pre-market action, guys. So this is probably one of my favorite ones today because Roku can trade very, very clean. So definitely keeping this one on here. It has. I'm gonna keep in mind it's very extended on the daily, so let's be careful here as well. Plug is looking good, and also Plug every morning has been opening up really nice. So let's see if today is going to be the same thing again. Here's Neo trading very good in the pre-market. I love the daily here, guys. Also, we've been consolidating here. Possible breakout out of this area. Looking to see if that's going to happen at the open. And then we have CCL, which is interesting as well. Also, possible continuation here. Looks good on the daily, breaking out of that level of 16. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's perfect. And then we have tons of possible, guys, this morning. You know what? Let's get through these levels first. We'll look at the possibles if we have a little bit of time left and see if we can fine tune it better and find something that looks better than what we have on our main watch list. Right now for Workhorse, a nice bounce of 22.07, which is your low of your pre-market. Also, if you look at that, look at the levels of support you're getting here. 3 days here, nice big support here after a nice red day. You do dip below it over to the next area of resistance, right over here, resistance, and then become support now at 20.42, and then you get back above this 22.08. So great level there to have as possible if in case we go test that one more time. Below the 2040, we do have another level here over at 1888. I don't think we'll get to today, but it's great to mark this level because look how clean this thing is. I mean, you cannot miss this level. You see how many touches this thing has. It's a great level to have, 1888. Towards the top, you got a lot of congestion right on here, guys. Highs and lows from the last two trading days, previous day close. You got some moving averages coming in here as well. I don't think you need to add anymore. If this thing decides to go green, break to the high of the pre-market, high from yesterday, and high from the previous day, man, we're gonna have a fun day today if it does that. But 26.95, just in case this thing decides to do magic here, which I hope Norm can take advantage of that if it does. IBM high of our pre-market right now, guys, 142.07. So that's looking pretty good there. Again, pre-market action pretty unusual to what we usually like to see here, but it does look good. Has great volume. Getting a bit of rejection now, coming back down towards the top. What do we have between this 133 where the price action is now? We have one spike over here at 135.69. Let's head on back. All right, so we need something within here. What do we have? Let's zoom in here. Uh, this is a minor level. I don't see a lot of touches. Only about 2 days touching this area here, 138.57. Maybe you got a couple of here consolidating to as possible support. I won't put too much weight on that, but I think that's the only best level you have really there. Then towards the bottom, guys, if we're able to lose this some of this pre-market lows, we do have 132.29. We also have 130.04 as well. So I think we got plenty of levels for this one this morning. This thing is moving a lot, guys. I mean, the high of the pre-market right now is 142. Your low is 124. So it tells you how much the thing has been moving. Even if you don't count 124, right, because it's very early on. If you look at this 130 when more volume starts coming in, that's still a pretty big range there. So be careful on your share size on that one. Here's Roku. Roku has probably one of the best pre-market activities that we've seen from them in the last couple of days. 222.76 high of the pre-market. Towards the bottom, you have your low of your pre-market right around 215, which is the high of yesterday. And then below that, the highs and lows from the last two trading days. So towards the bottom, guys, plenty of levels of support. I am going to mark this level here on the 5-minute. We don't have anything else towards 222.76 as we are sitting all-time high here. But I am going to mark 220.49 because I do see some areas of support here. Let's see if we're going to hold that or break down from that level. Now here's Plug. Now Plug's action every morning, we're starting to see somewhat of a breakout from the pre-market highs on Plug. We saw yesterday here, nice breakout at over 1689. We saw it the day before as well, later in the day with another nice breakout here out of this level. So I think Plug has been trading really clean and really well. I don't know, they're very extended today, so I don't know if that's going to continue, but let's mark some levels just in case. We do have 19.59, which is our high of our pre-market. Towards the bottom right now, we're pretty much chopping around, so not the cleanest pre-market action at the moment. And then towards the bottom, we only have the previous day close and highs from yesterday. You really have no more levels up here. You can start marking some stuff off your 5-minute, like for example, this 1888. 1880, you clearly see that's an area of resistance here in the after hours. It came back as support again. Pre-market, you can see a lot of touches on here. As more volume starts coming in, you can see more support, right? This is not clean here, right? There's not a whole lot of volume early on today. But as you get the volume, you can start seeing the area of support around 1880. So I'm going to mark that down there. That could be a good level to play off from this morning on Plug. Here's Neo. So Neo also looking pretty good, guys. High of the pre-market right now. I like this level here, 22.12. The reason I'm marking that one is because you do have a couple of touches in this area. We're battling with that against that price level right now. The next one we have is 22.58, and I think that is the all-time. Yeah, that's the all-time high on Neo. But I love the daily, guys. Nice pop, beautiful consolidation over what, seven days or so here. Now we're at the top against this consolidation for a possible breakout. Great volume and up 2.6. I really like what I'm seeing with Neo today. Here's CCL, good rejection right now. We high of the pre-market 16.43. Above that, if we can get going, which doesn't look like doesn't look too strong right now. 17.22 is a great level here for a possible area of resistance, possible profit target. And then towards the bottom, you got the previous day close, and then the highs and lows from the last two trading days. Now, there's some levels here we have to move. This one we have a better level here, which is the low of the pre-market 15.79. Then you have your highs and lows from the last two trading days. 1488 still good, and also 1434 still good. I don't think you'll get down here today, but you have those there set in case this thing does decide to plummet down here. All right, so that is our main list. Let's take a look at our possibles quickly here. So EV is a good one, possible bio, so it could be a hit or miss. FSOY, guys, very active. Big day yesterday. Please be careful with this one. I'm going to do some levels for this one because I might move this one up. This one has a lot of activity today. 124.50 high of the pre-market, the low of the pre-market being broken right now by this drop here. So let's wait to see what happens there. And then after that, you really don't have anything else. Not much levels. You got this big daily candle here. DKNG also it looks good. Let's see what happens there. Morgan Stanley, I'm going to keep. They're active. CYTK, I'm going to remove. I don't like this drop. And we have a lot of other stuff that's trading very well. Domino's Pizza doesn't trade good, guys. I'm going to remove that one. Tesla looks good, great pre-market action, and then I have United and American Airlines, and they could be the sleeper today, man. They're setting up nicely. Possible breakout. Piton, I'm going to take off just because I have way too many, but I hope somebody else is watching it and they can call out something good on that one. With that said, let's take a look at our moderators list and see what we have going on today. We have Eamon watching Workhorse, Neo, and Plug. That's a solid list right there, just with those three. They all of them look very amazing. Secondary list, he has PPSI, Tesla, Roku, and CCL. Thor has a Workhorse, a Neo, DKNG, and IBM. Secondary list, Love, Delta, and INTC. Peter has a IBM, Workhorse, as of course. I mean, Workhorse has to be on your list. It's a great stock today. AMD as usual, and then he has EV, Morgan Stanley. Those two are in a possible buyout. RENGN, C, and CLSK. Tiffany has Workhorse Neo on the secondary list. She has IBM and Roku, and Mike is looking for his high of day breakout scanners as well as IBM and Roku, which both are very active this morning. Andrew has Tesla, which has a great pre-market activity, guys. If you look at it, looks amazing right now. WKHS, of course, on everybody's list. Neo, and secondary, he has Roku and IBM. So pretty nice list so far, guys. John has Roku and Tesla, looking for those high of day breakouts on his watch list. Brian has FSLY, Workhorse, Neo, Plug, and Age for fun. I was wondering what Brian was going to bring in today because I didn't see anything that looked all that great for fun. We'll look at Age in a second. And then Jared has IBM only this morning. All right, let's take a look at what Brian is watching for fun. Age, be very careful with this one. So this one is a penny stock breaking out now with some incredible volume at the moment. What's the float on this? It's not even coming up just yet. So, all right, guys, we have a good day. We have a really good list. Workhorse is nice. Can't wait to see that one. IBM is really nice. We usually don't see this type of action from IBM, so I want to be part of that. Roku is nice. Plug, Plug is not looking all that great, guys. I'm gonna take out Plug. I'm gonna take out Plug here, and I'm gonna bring up either I think American Airlines. I like the daily on American Airlines, and even United. I like United better. I'm gonna bring United better. I think it moves a little bit slower than American Airlines does, and I tend to like that instead. But American Airlines or United both look really good. Have them on your list, and also Tesla looks good. All right, guys, we have a great list. Thank you so much for joining us in the pre-market show this morning. We will see you tomorrow at 8:30. Take care and trade safe.